right, we're here for the circulatory system. So we're going to follow and try and find all of these things: the left and right atria, left and right ventricles, pulmonary trunk, the arteries, veins. We did that previously. I moved those out of the way. We'll identify them here. We got the aortic arch, the vena cavas, again, cranial and caudal for the cat, cranial for the head, caudal for the back, and then tracing the arteries and veins. With the circulatory system packet that you would have got, there's a number of diagrams of things, and I'm going to try my best to keep this straight this time as I go through it. So what we have when we look at this, I've cut the ribs out of the way and removed the lungs, so you can see this Y shape here. So this is blue. Okay, this is the cat's cranial. What we would have is our superior vena cava that's going to come into the right side of the cat. So this is the right side of the cat, and I'm going to keep it straight. Okay, this is the left side of the cat. So for the cat, all that deoxygenated blood from the upper portion of the body, all that deoxygenated blood here from what is the caudal vena cava, what we would call our inferior, is going to go up into here, and that will all go into the right atrium of the cat. So I've taken the pericardial sac off of here, okay, which was a covering around it to expose the, again, right atria, left atria, so the ventricles will match, okay? And what we've been able to do is take the scalpel and cut the heart just like we did with the sheep heart, okay? And be able to open that up, okay? And open up this heart to expose the internal portions of the heart and show the blue, which is on the cat's right-hand side. So this is the right atria of the heart. This is the right ventricle, of the heart. They will squeeze and send blood through the pulmonary arteries, because arteries always go away, into the lungs. So the pulmonary arteries would be blue, okay, exiting here on the side, okay. Then that will pick up the oxygen, drop off the carbon dioxide, come back into the left atria here, this very large mass that the scalpel wouldn't cut through. And then the left ventricle, much larger. So you can see here, right ventricle smaller, left ventricle larger. Here's that intraventricular septum, just like in the sheep heart, okay. And then this blood would get pumped out of the body, okay, through the aortic arch, which I need to try and expose here, okay. So if I am good enough in here, I can find the aortic arch, okay, in all this material. Sure I can. All right. So here we go. There's the descending aorta right there. So right here is the descending aorta. So I'll use that as a guide. So that's going down. I'm disconnecting that. So there's my descending aorta. Okay. So it's coming in here. So if I get into here with a pair of scissors to cut away some of this remaining pericardium, get this fat and other material out of the way, I can start to expose the aortic arch. So there's the descending. There we go. There's the branches off of the aorta right here in pink. I'm going to get all of them here so we can expose this aorta, move this heart out of the way here. Okay. There's my trachea right there under my thing. There's the trachea coming down into the lungs. So since there are no lungs, okay, we can trace that over to here, which is where the bronchus would be, and there we go. Okay, we'll get the bronchioles exposed. Pull that out. So we're going to pull the trachea out. Pull it back up through here. Maybe. All right. So as the trachea gets pulled, the stomach's coming with it. Okay, there's the divisions. Okay, there's the bronchioles that would have gone into the lungs. Okay, so that'll help us with our division later. Okay, so here is the aortic arch. I can't get all this connective tissue out of the way, but descending aorta, and then there are your portions of the aortic arch that are going to go up into the head and then start to divide and be what would be the brachial portion. So again, as we just follow it, there's going into the arm. Here is blood going up into the head. Okay, so if I pull this esophagus out of the way as well, Okay, you can see here. Okay, there are the arteries leading to the head, and then coming back down, they're over here off to the side a little bit. You can see they're coming out of the arms, and they're up into the muscle tissue here coming out. So this is coming down, connecting to, again, what we would call our superior vena cava, the cranial vena cava for the cat. And we went through the path in the heart. Here's the inferior. So if I were to go down to the kidneys, there's the inferior vena cava portion that's going to go up. And again, all of this is going to have regional names to it. Again, there's a whole set of diagrams that talks about all the different names and stuff like that that we're just not going to be able to go over right now. But again, a lot of that's going to have things like cephalic and abdominal and that kind of stuff on it. So path of blood down to the kidneys would be here with the descending aorta coming down. So this descending aorta, notice that it bypasses the liver, but there would be mesentery would help get the liver its supply. Blood flowing through the body has to come back through the kidneys to be filtered for liquid wastes. Okay, and then it's going to go up into the liver, and then inferior, or again what we would call the caudal vena cava, back into the right atrium of the heart. So again, from head and tail, follow the blue back to the heart, from into the lungs, follow that, and then follow the pink and red back out to the body itself. Okay, so again, arteries, pinkish color, veins, blue color. Okay, and again, the aortic arch is right here with the descending, one of the things you never got to see with the model. And then you can see here all the capillary, all the red strings that are holding on, all that capillary. You've got some vein back here that I just broke that goes with the spinal cord. Okay, that's back there. Okay, and they're back there, which is something we just won't be getting to. I'm not going to open up the brain. I don't have bone shears, so I can't get to it in a way that would allow me to do it justice without honestly hacking away at the cat's head. I just don't have a pair of bone shears to be able to get into there with that. Same thing with the other stuff with the back and the vertebrae. It's just going to stay where it is. Okay, so that is everything that we needed to do with the dissection of the cat. I'm going to properly dispose of it, and then I'll do a wrap-up video once I've done that.